it's me, Mrs. Barwick. I thought since we are all learning how to teach and to learn from our houses, that I would do a little practice today from my new classroom in my house. So I'm going to read to you today one of my favorite authors. His name is Robert Munsch, and Robert Munsch's books are all very silly. They all have characters in them. They have problems in them, they have solutions in them, and they all have settings. So if a book has characters, a setting, a problem, and a solution, is that type of book a fiction book or is it a non-fiction book? Think about that for a second. If you said fiction, you're correct. So as I read today, I'm going to read a book called Stephanie's Ponytail. And as I read, I want you to think about the character traits that the characters demonstrate in the book. We've learned this year that some characters demonstrate good character traits and sometimes they're not so great character traits. So as I read, I want you to think about that in the book, Stephanie's Ponytail. One day, Stephanie went to her mom and said, "None of the kids in my class have a ponytail. I want a nice ponytail coming right out the back." So Stephanie's mom gave her a nice ponytail coming right out the back. When Stephanie went to school, the other kids looked at her and said, "Ugly, ugly, very ugly." Stephanie said, "It's my ponytail and I like it." The next morning when Stephanie went to school, all the other kids had ponytails coming out the back. Stephanie looked at them and said, "You're all a bunch of copycats. You just do whatever I do. You don't have a brain in your heads." The next morning, the mom said, "Stephanie, would you like a ponytail coming out the back?" Stephanie said, "No." "Then that's that," said her mom. "That's the only place you can do ponytails." "No, it's not," Stephanie said. "I want one coming out the side, just above my ear." "Very strange," said the mom. "Are you sure that is what you want?" "Yes," said Stephanie. So her mom gave Stephanie a nice ponytail coming out right above her ear. When she went to school, the other kids saw her and said, "Ugly, ugly, very ugly." Stephanie said, "It's my ponytail and I like it." The next morning when Stephanie came to school, all the girls and even some of the boys had nice ponytails coming out just above their ears. The next morning the mom said, "Stephanie, would you like a ponytail coming out the back?" Stephanie said, "No." "Would you like one coming out the side?" "No." "Then that's that," said her mom. "There is no other place you can do ponytails." "Yes, there is," said Stephanie. "I want one coming out the top of my head like a tree." "That's very, very strange," said her mom. "Are you sure that is what you want?" "Yes," said Stephanie. So her mom gave Stephanie a nice ponytail coming out the top of her head like a tree. When Stephanie went to school, the other kids saw her and said, "Ugly, ugly, very ugly." Stephanie said, "It's my ponytail and I like it." The next day, all the girls and all the boys had ponytails coming out the top. It looked like broccoli was growing out of their heads. The next morning, the mom said, "Stephanie, would you like a ponytail coming out the back?" Stephanie said, "No." "Would you like one coming out the side?" "No." "Would you like one coming out the top of your head?" "No." "Then that is definitely that," said the mom. "There is no other place you can do ponytails." "Yes, there is," said Stephanie. "I want one coming out the front and hanging down in front of my nose." "But nobody will know if you are coming or going," said her mom. "Are you sure that is what you want?" "Yes," said Stephanie. So her mom gave Stephanie a nice ponytail coming out the front. On the way to school, she bumped into 4 trees, 3 cars, 2 houses, and 1 principal. When she finally got to her class, the other kids saw her and said, "Ugly, ugly, very ugly." Stephanie said, "It's my ponytail and I like it." The next day, all the girls and all the boys and even the teacher had ponytails coming out the front and hanging down the front of their noses. None of them could see where they were going. They bumped into desks and they bumped into each other and they bumped into walls, and by mistake, 3 girls went into the boys' bathroom. Stephanie yelled, "You are all a bunch of copycats. You just do whatever I do. When I come tomorrow, I am going to have shaved my head." The first person to come the next day was the teacher. She had shaved her head and was bald. The next to come were the boys. They had shaved their heads and they were bald. The next to come were the girls. They had shaved their heads and were bald. The last person to come was Stephanie, and she had a nice little ponytail coming right out the back. Okay, boys and girls, thank you so much for joining me today. I want you to talk with your mom or your dad or a brother and sister about the character traits in Stephanie's ponytail. How did the kids at school act? How did Stephanie act? And what character traits they saw and showed in the book. And I will be talking to you very, very soon. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.